Hello, everyone. Welcome to the VET S.O.S. Veteran Educational Resources Spotlight. Remember, don't drown in the sea of transition. Grab the VET S.O.S. Lifeline. VET S.O.S. is brought to you by the Who You Know Network and is a proud member of the Parade Deck community. I'm here with my awesome co-host, Sean. How are you today?
Doing great here. So excited to get into this. Another great school, and I mean, look at the setting. He's back. He's on the back porch chilling, and I mean, you and I are dealing with rain today, so
I
we got to
know.
stay inside anyway. But this is awesome.
Yeah, we're excited today. We are sitting down with Willie Elfering, Director of the Holcomb Center of Military and Veteran Resources at Oregon State University. Willie served in the Oregon Army National Guard from 1986 to 2011, including 2 deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan. Willie completed his service with over 22 years of active duty service and achieved the rank of Command Sergeant Major. Willie, thanks for joining us today. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Glad you could make it. So to begin with, do you mind sharing just a little bit about your own transition from service?
So as you said, I retired out after 22 years of active duty. So I was a little long in the tooth. I didn't have the same kind of transition to deal with that a lot of our students do. But you still go through some trauma, figuring out what the civilians are paid, that you were everything in a bag of Doritos the day before, and now that won't get you a cup of coffee, and that you can't lie to doctors anymore. So, they're
Gonna
so
play
there
that
are
for my
issues
husband.
transitioning.
He needs to hear that. Well, great. And, the transition, we have everybody share it. Everyone kind of is going through it, and everybody finds somebody they relate to. I'm sure there are going to be others who say, yep, nope, I can connect to what Willie's sharing. How did you end up then finding your pathway into working in higher ed and working with the student veterans?
It was, kind of a zigzag road. After I retired, I bounced around a little bit. Wound up working for the Oregon Employment Office as a veterans rep for a couple of
Mm-hmm.
years, which really helped me transition my skills of working with soldiers to working with veterans. Um, then the position came open at Oregon State, where I had actually started right out of high school. It's where I joined the Guard and found out I was a better soldier than I was a student at that point in my life. So the opportunity to put myself all back in one package and continue to serve the community I love at a place I loved, yeah, I was all over it.
That's awesome. I love hearing that and how that all works out together.
Yeah.
Um, so tell us a little bit about the program there at Oregon State. Do you have a some sort of vet center? What kind of events are you doing?
Yeah, so I just finished 10 years. I'll let you know when I first started, I had a little quarter of a cubicle outside the dean's office. But over that 10 years, we've created the Holcomb Center. I think we're about 4,000 some square feet.
Wow.
Um, it's a great facility. Uh, Students come in, they're working at tables together, computers, study rooms, kitchenette. We've got an AV suite in there so we can hybrid, because that's a big portion of what OSU is moving forward to, is providing that online experience as well. Um, we're a part of PAVE, so the peer for veterans education. Um, we we really work hard to connect with all the members of our community.
That's fantastic, and it's so important. I mean, I'm one of those. I guess maybe I'm traditionalist, if you will. A lot college just gets a bad rap a lot of times in the news and what have you, and but I believe there's a lot of benefit in that interaction on campus and getting
Mm-hmm.
involved in the soft skills you're going to learn. Um, but it's spot on to include the online thing, and I'm the beneficiary of a couple online degrees, so it's important to be fully rounded, and I love the approach you guys are taking there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, you're talking about that connection. We try and connect with them. Well, we connect with most of them probably before they ever get to campus, but the ones on campus, we try and get them in the center during their orientation, so they find out where home is. They find out, hey, if I can't find what I need, I know where to go, and they'll help me find it.
Yeah. I think that's such a critical piece because, higher ed is its own culture. It's got its own systems. Every campus is a little different. So even if you did school maybe while in, a new campus could feel different. And just having that touch point of saying, hey, I can go see Willie. He'll get me where I need to go. I mean, just having that resource in the back pocket is so critical to not getting lost. I find a lot of times when I've worked with student vets, they're like, I know I could have done this. I felt misdirected, or I didn't know how to get my footing. Totally capable as students. It's just navigating a new system. And so I think that's such a powerful piece of the vet centers and people like you on these campuses is your navigational tool in addition to being that support of, hey, kind of been there, done that. We're here to help you.
That's what we're there for. Yeah. And every school is different,
Yep.
One of the big ones is, turning in a sheet with all your classes on it every term to get certified. We don't do that, and it throws people for a loop. It's that easy? It's like, yeah, just register for your classes. We'll take care of you.
Yep.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
So, what kind of programs or events do you guys take a look at or try to host on the campus for the veteran and military affiliated students?
We try and do socials beginning every term, so it's kind of a hail and farewell, bring in the new students, let them meet everybody, say goodbye to the other ones. A lot of our events are tied to our student coordinators. So a while back, we made student coordinators for all our underrepresented communities within ours, because I figured out a while back that even though a lot of veterans kind of look like me, maybe without the gray hair, but they all don't. So we have a LGBTQ coordinator, a women's coordinator, coordinator for, basically we match up to all the different cultural centers on campus. So, and their purpose is to tie to those communities and to work with other folks who are working with them, so we don't miss out and they don't miss out.
I love that connecting.
Yeah, so we hold events through there. We had Black History Month, we had a women's luncheon, things like that. But of course, all the Memorial Day, we do a Veterans Week. We wrap it all the way around with resource fairs. The Veterans Appreciation football game is always a blast. So one day it's really cool to be a vet on campus. Whatever we can do to bring community and a little education to the broader campus, we're there.
Is that around the Oregon State football team, or is that veterans actually playing football?
That's around the OSU football team.
Very cool.
They do it every year. It's the closest home game to Veterans Day. The Alumni Association kicks in and has an event there. It's a pretty good deal.
That's awesome. Love it.
That is great. I know with some of the bigger schools, people get concerned of like, well, how do I connect with, the vet center or the people that are going to know and be able to help me the best? With your school, what is the best way if somebody wanted to learn more about OSU or connect with you directly?
So we've got a good website. It's got a ton of information, but all our connection information is there, and it's real easy. It's just veterans.oregonstate.edu. Like we're talking about, we try and make it easy. There's a step-by-step if you're a veteran or if you're a family member, or if you're still serving, what do I need to do to get my benefits going and be ready to go to school?
Perfect.
That's fantastic. So, as the program's developed and grown, do you guys do anything to help support the local community, or bring that whole field together as well?
So we do. I just got done with a side project to bring in a veterans affinity group to campus. So now we have a group for all our faculty and staff on campus.
Wonderful.
But we work, with the local VFWs and Legions. Students go out and visit the veterans home over in Lebanon. Um, our SVA is growing. They're a great group. We just actually last year we had the Student Veteran of America. It was pretty awesome.
That is great. Those connections beyond campus are so wonderful to have, building that community, and then also again reducing that isolation of the military community around you. I think is a great thing, building those bridges and pathways to connect with one another. And there are a lot of community based resources that if they can start learning about while they're at school, then wherever they go and settle, they say, oh yeah, let me go see about the VFW, let me see about a veterans home or other things, and it just gives them touch points for wherever they land on the end of their degree pathway.
Yeah, and what we'll do too is we try and bring resource providers to campus. So
Excellent.
county
Yeah.
veteran services, veterans employment reps, things like that. So they
Yep.
get used to using them. So wherever they go, they can connect and continue that wraparound service.
That's great because I think a lot of times people are like, I just didn't know there was this many resources out there, and getting that exposure, whether you need it then or later, just to know those things exist and that's what to look for, can make a big difference.
Oh, the two big soapboxes I get on with a new veteran are: have you done your disability claim
Yep.
to take care of yourself and your family? And then, do you know about VRNE? It's crazy how many of them go, well, somebody mentioned something about it, but it sounded really sketchy. I'm like, no, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Come on.
Sketchy. I hadn't heard that yet about a VA program, but all right. So we're already getting down to the end. These things tend to go fast. What's the best way that potential students and veterans can reach out to learn more about the programs and check out OSU?
Like I said, our website is pretty good. We're also out there, thanks to one of my students taking over it on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, they want me to be winning everything, and it doesn't work. But before we go on, I'll highlight a couple things because I think we got a couple cool things going. Last year, we brought on a mental health and wellness coordinator strictly
Nice.
for the military connected community. And it's a great story. Actually, it was one of my first work studies that went through, got all its credentials, and came back home. But he's been really helpful to the community. We've got groups going. We just had our first mental health and wellness retreat over spring break. It was awesome. So I definitely want to highlight that. I think
Yeah.
it's one of our big successes.
That's fantastic and much needed.
Yeah.
Especially within our community. Well, we want to thank you for joining us on VET S.O.S today. And on behalf of the entire VET S.O.S family, we want to thank everyone for joining us today. You can find VET S.O.S podcast on all your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, and all social media platforms. And make sure you subscribe and follow so you don't miss anything that we're putting out. And as always, remember, don't drown in the sea of transition. Grab the VET S.O.S Lifeline.